Yes. Hello, everyone. How are you guys? This is a free presentation about the human design. And yeah, now I see you. I couldn't see the screen. So yeah, it's going to be in English. There's also Grace translating to Chinese. And I want to tell you about the human design system that I'm learning since the last month. And I've been knowing this system for a few years, but only now I decided to get to study. It's a very beautiful information that we can get about ourselves, and it can help us to move forward in our lives in a more easy way, successful way, aligned with our true nature. So I'm going to show you a bit of a presentation while I'm talking. And also after, you guys can ask a question if you have about it, and we can talk about it, okay? Okay, so yeah, let me show you my screen. One second. Here, yeah, got it. Yeah, can you see, guys, the screen? Here, can you see it? Yes, okay. Yeah, well, this name, Unique and Different, is the brand that I'm starting the project by using the human design, which this name comes from this information that the human design give to us, that is to see our difference. It's called the science of differentiation because it allows us to see what is our nature, what is our natural way of reacting to things, what is our natural way of functioning, of our energy flowing and all that. So we are all unique, we are all a gift, and we are all different, even though we can have similar things for sure. Okay. As I said, the science of differentiation. That's how the creator uh, also mentioned human design. How is it? And it's a very sophisticated system. There's a lot of information we can get from our personal charts. And we are going to see a little bit of it now, just to understand from where it comes from, what is it, and then if you want to know that information, we have to get a study or a personal reading, chart reading, that we can calculate and we can then explore that, your unique design, right? What you see here in this image is it's called the graphic, this is like a sample. But here, where you see this like a human figure at the center, and then there's some colors and some centers that are colored. This is also part of what we find in the chart in the human design, and then there's all these numbers around and other informations that we can also explore when we have a personal chart reading. So what is it? The human design is an educational tool for self-knowledge of the human being and living beings. It is the science of differentiation. It helps you to discover who you are and how you interact with others. That's one of the things that I like a lot about the human design, that gives you this information about how we can have relationships, either personal relationships, also business relationships, any kind of relationships according to this information, according to our design. Okay, so this can be very helpful. That's what's been happening for me. Since I know this information, I started to listen to that, to take in consideration this information that I got from the human design. And to be honest, at the beginning, um, the information I got from my design, I couldn't really see it. I couldn't really understand it much. But it took me some years to to incorporate, to include this information and to start to function from it. And what I can tell is that it's very helpful because I see that then I can function in a way that is easy for me, that maybe was not the way I was using before. It allows you to understand yourself in depth. Your children, if you have them, your partner, friends, coworkers, yeah. Also, seeing that we are unique and we have different characteristics, we can understand then how other people that is next to us, like our family, our kids, our coworkers, they can function completely different. This information, what I'm saying now, it's kind of obvious, right? It's we know it. We are all different, right? But many times we don't have that so present, you know. The more I'm studying this system, I'm seeing like, oh, okay, yeah, this is very different. This part of me, for example, comparing to my family or other people, right? And so what human design can give you also is this more, ease to also understand others, to see like, hey, these people are functioning completely different, depending what centers do we have defined from this chart we saw before that there's some centers. Each center has a different information, a different energy, a different function. So if we have some of these centers defined or not, we can have them defined or not. So we are going to be quite different, right? So that's very nice to see also that some of the people that you've been even judging that how they are so whatever, so slow or so uh thinkable, they think a lot or something and you don't. And then it's like, yeah, okay, they have a different configuration. Okay. And that's the beauty of that. This difference is not to see like, oh, I'm better than you or you are worse. No, it's just to see that we are different, and that's the beauty of this life. That we are all different and we can together with other people just have amazing experiences and build up things and create things together that are going to be done by these interactions, by this engaging with others. That's very beautiful to see it this way. Okay. So how is the human design created? So this system was created by one person in the 1987. He's called Ra Huruhu. And he started to receive information, a lot of information about life and the universe, about how it works, the life in this planet as a human. And then he got the way to put all these things together, all this information together, and make a system that could help us to have more ease, to have like this kind of route map to live in this matrix. So it's a combination of ancient science and modern science. Yeah. So as the ancient things, what we are using in the human design is astrology, the I Ching, the chakras, and the Zohar and Kabbalah. So it's all these systems are part of this human design system. Okay. Then as a modern disciplines, there's also quantum mechanics, astronomy, genetics, and biochemistry. So all this was put together in order to create this very complete guide of what is your nature, what is your system as a person, as a being in this life. Yeah. So when we are knowing about our design, if we are able to observe our things, our reactions, our everything that's happening, and then we can have a conscious vision of ourselves and daily relationships. Then we can go and have a life aside of the mind, a life that is not controlled only by the mind, and we can live from the being. We all know that the mind can be very influenced So all our minds can be tricky for us to live with them because they can be telling us things, how we should do things, how we should be, how bad we are, how whatever, many judgments, right? So following this guide that we get with a human design, we can start to be more aligned to our beings, okay? To our deep desires, to our purpose of life. Yeah, okay. As I said, it provides a personal map, like a route map, a guide, a guidance to move in this reality, to move in your life, in this matrix. Okay? As we said, we are all different, unique, and with the human design, we can learn how to respond to things, how to take action also with things, how to understand life, and make the right decisions that will make you more aligned to yourself. Okay? How do we get all this information? So here's where it comes something very important. We do it through our date of birth and time. The place, it's quite easy. Normally we know where we were born. It's not that difficult. What can be a bit more difficult sometimes is to find the hour, the time, the exact time when we were born. Okay, because sometimes we have the documents about that, or our mom or parents, they remember about this. Many of you that come to the human design, that you already did astrological chart reading, so you know that you did that job to research your time before, so it's pretty common. But if not, we can always find it, right? We can have it on the registrations, the register of our country, or at home or somewhere, right? So we can always find that. And if not, okay, we would find another way to get to your, your birth time. What happens at that time when we were born? That there is an information with all the, the all the cosmos, that it gets, into us. It gets into our system. Okay, so this determines this configuration, these characteristics, these different capacities, abilities, all very energetic, that is there. And also can be very unconscious, right? Because many of these things, many of these capacities, talents, connections, many times we are not aware of it. That's the gift also of the human design, that then we can discover these things like, hey, look, I have this, part of me that is quite active on me, this capacity. Maybe it's time to see it. Maybe it's time to allow it. Maybe it's time to make it shine, right? And to shine with that. Now we are going to talk a little bit more about information about the human design. So when we are doing our chart, then we get to know that we are one of these four types. There's these four types of design, which is manifestor, generator, projector, and reflector. These four different types allows us to understand a lot. So each of us, we have one of these types as our type. Okay. When we know that, it's more general information, then we have more detailed informations. But these already can give us a lot of information about how can we deal with things, how can we move in this life. Okay. The four types are quite different in terms of characteristics. It's said even that the energy works quite different in terms of the aura, like the aura or the energetic part of the person. It's very different, like as it says here, for example, manifestor has a more closed or repelling aura, When on the other side, for example, generator, the aura is more open, enveloping. Then the projector is more focused and absorbing, more penetrating. And then the reflector has a resistant or sampling aura. So already this is just like a little information, but there's many more information we can know about this. And this already, starting for this, we can already start to know a lot of how we can manage things, okay? Because each of these types will have a very different approach to things, a very different pathway to get to have something in their life, to interact with people, okay? When we know these things, we can have much more ease, because what happened is that many times we had, for example, parents that they are a completely different type, right? Of the type we are. And they can be like spending all their life trying to educate you to be like them, for example. And then you can be quite different, like your energy and your way of moving can be very different, right? So this is quite common. Also, regardless the parents in the society, we have kind of like all these structures and in a fixed, ways of seeing life and how we should be and all that. And this can be always for sure kind of like cutting you off from what you are, like cutting off everything that you are, that it's not matching this, stereotype, this way of being that is considered the right one in the society. Okay. So then getting to know all this information, it will allow us to, okay, I can try this. I can try this in a different way and let's see how it works. Okay, here's also all of the information we will get. It's also important that not just to believe it because it's like, yeah, it's like that, it's we can experience it. We don't have to just believe it. We can just start to consider it and then practice it. And then we see if it works, right? And I will tell you just a little bit more. Um, as we saw at the beginning in the graphic, there's these 9 centers. It's called the 9 centers that are in the human design. And so each of us, we're going to have a different configuration. Like these centers, they can be either defined or undefined. When they are defined, it means that we have like our own energy, our own source of energy and information. And when we have these centers undefined, it means that it's open. It's an open area of our life where we are always receiving information and getting activations from outside, from other people, from the moment that the cosmos is, like the day, the moment of right now, and all that. So we have kind of a bit more of a movement. And each of these centers is like a part of our lives and our bodies also, So depending which centers we are having defined, we are going to have different qualities and different way of living, right? So this will be determined in each of our charts. As I said, it can be different. We can have similar ones, like some people we can have like maybe the same centers defined or be the same type and all that. So this it's nice sometimes when we have friends that are similar, so we can also help each other or understand each other a lot. But as I said, we are pretty different, so we're going to see different things between each others, right? Here there are the names of the centers and even a bit of of the concepts or information that they provide these centers, like the head center on the top. It's called like a center of pressure, so it's like this also connection with the mental field, the inspiration. It can create also stress or anxiety if it's if we are not aligned or in some moments. Then we have the when we go below, sorry, we have the Ajna center, which is more mental or conceptualization. Is like the processing of the thoughts of the information. Then if we go underneath, we have the truth center, which is the communication, the manifestation as well. and the action, the taking of action, the to manifest things, right? Underneath, we have the G center, which is the self, the direction, also the love of ourself, the love in general to others. Then we have the heart center or the ego center, which is the ego, the willpower. Okay. And we have the spleen center, which is the intuition, the instinct, the fears, and the immune system. We have the sacral center, which is the sexuality, the life, the death. Then we have the solar plexus, which is called also emotional center, which is emotions, feelings, and also creativity and other things. Then we have the root center, which is the life will. It's also a pressure center. It can create stress also and depression, etc. This is like a very general information, just for you to have an idea. So as I said, depending which of these centers you have defined, you're going to have different way of moving, let's say. This also will determine which type you are. Okay, like some of the centers are only defined for one of the four types, for example, right? So it's like if you are one of those types, you for sure you're going to have some of these centers that are going to make you be in a specific way, that can be very different than the other people. Okay, and we are pretty done for this presentation because yeah, there's a lot of information, but that's like something general. And what we are looking with the human design is that we can live aligned to our being, our purpose. And then when we know our type, we can function according to a specific strategy. And then we can also follow our authority. That is one of the centers that is the most important. So it's going to be what can be our reference, our guidance, which is something that we can have very physically as a perception and not that much in the mind. Okay, that's very important. And that's one of the most beautiful things about the human design, that we can get to know our specific way of having clarity, of perceiving the energy, of perceiving the awarenesses. Okay, because we can be a bit different, slightly different, each of us, depending on our authorities. And this allows you to begin to flow. Once you are aligned, you're using that authority, that strategy, you can flow and you can align to yourself, and then you can have a spectacular and liberating way of living by flowing. Okay. So I don't know, guys, if you have any question. Now we can have some questions if you would like. Also here, we're just finishing the presentation. I'm happy I did a presentation. Since I was in the school, I never did again a presentation, but yeah, that was fun to do it. So yeah, I could just done it without the presentation, but it was exciting for me. And I think it's beautiful. And but yeah, you can also, if you want to know more, you want to know your personal chart and all this, you can contact me, you can book a session. We can look at these things, to, hey, how can you function? How can you have ease with your projects in your life, with your work, business, creations, with your relationships, okay? So thank you very much. And now, if there is any question, you can write it on the chat. You have a question, and I will try to answer it. And this information here, it says Magic Enric or Unique and Different, are my Instagram accounts where you can find information or contact me, or anywhere. In the Telegram group also you can contact me if you need. So here we are. Is there any question? Or did I explain it so well that there's no questions? No question yet. Say Evie. I don't know in the people from Taiwan, there's any question, you can also write it in the chat and we will translate it. And the rest also, you can ask a question if you want. I'm sure there's questions. Sometimes the people say like, well, there's many questions. I went to a also a workshop of human design, and the lady was explaining so much things brilliantly, a lot of information, and then she said like, is there any questions? And it's like, well, there's a lot of questions, but we don't know now any question to ask. You can just keep talking, right? But yeah, well, I maybe I will talk a bit more about my personal experience about the human design. So as I said before in other places, presentations or videos, I know human design about now, yeah, 15 years from 15 years ago or so, or more, even maybe 16 or 17. And it was very interesting because at that moment, I was not very connected to to the all this information about the spiritual work, about consciousness, about energy, about self-development. I was not connected to that at all. But then I started at some moment to connect with it because I was looking for more answers, for having a bit more of clarity in my life and help at that moment. I was like super lost. And human design is one of the things that came the first, even though at that moment, as I said before, was something very complicated for me. So I couldn't really get deeper. I just got my chart, I just got the information, what type I was, what was my profile, and these basic informations. But I didn't get to kind of like focus on it. I got like, as I said, like personal chart and readings. I have a good friend that he is a very experienced in human design, but I never could get as I'm going to go deeper. I'm going to learn this. I'm going to study this, or I'm going to understand more. But all these years, since then till the day of today, these simple basic information about my type or about my profile or some 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 small information, let's say, but not small. It's been many times helping me because I've been having it in consideration. But then 2 years ago, um, I got suddenly this invitation. Someone told me about it, about the human design again, and they recommended me a person that I could do the personal session with that person. And then I said like, okay, let's do it. And I end up doing like 6 different sessions, and this was amazing. This I could go deeper. I could understand much more about my design, about myself, and this was like, it was just super good, super releasing for me. I could understand a lot. And since then, I got very interested. So these last 2 years, I was always, with keeping an eye onto that, like learning a little bit, asking to this person more information, talking to some friends about the human design and all that. Yeah, Eve is asking, yes, personal experience and which type are you? My type is manifestor. I don't know the ones that already, the types, that type maybe. And yeah, when I get to know that about my type, that they say like, okay, yeah, you are very whatever, independent. You are very here to take action and create new things and all that. And I was like, come on. I was super lost and not able to take any action in my life. Apparently, for sure, I was doing some things and I did many things before. But for me, it was even like, I don't get it. I don't get that because I don't see myself as this way. But as I said, then taking this information for me and say like, okay, so you have this natural capacity, you have this natural flow of energy where you are able to initiate things, you are able to create things, you are able to bring a change. That for sure, when I heard about change, and changing, that is like my type is here, having this ease for initiating something new, which means also bringing a change, right? Creating a change. Then I started to acknowledge it, and then that was matching me a lot. I was always having this big desire, and still I have always, about seeing things different, about changing things, about experiencing also in my life something different than everyone else is doing around me. And that for sure was very matching. So I started to allow it more, to honor it more, and to feel even a bit more, peaceful with it, a bit more like, okay, yeah, that's me. I knew it. I was rebel and I was a bit, trying to break everything around, all the structures and all the, things that were there solid. But also what helped me a lot in my type is to know this, to start to then use this energy for a more creative purpose and not just from a fight against what is created. That I would say the human design, I can say it's the thing that helped me the most on that, on to start to use my energy, that I can be constructive and creative and not in a fight that I was for many years. Because believe me that for many years I was having a big fight with with the world. Because my type is here not to follow anyone or not to do the same things, but to do something different. So I started to love that more and more, more and more, to give myself more freedom of to listen to that, to that voice of me that was like, hey, I want to do this. I would love to do that. I want to live this way. And exactly at that moment when I met the human design, I was choosing that. I was already saying to myself, okay, I don't want to live like other people is living. I want to live my way. So this has been very helpful. Okay. And then at the end now, yeah, a few months ago, I was so excited with some friends also talking a lot about the human design and all that. And then, look, I think I want to learn more. So I decided to start to learn more, to study it. And I found the right people, the right, teachers, let's say. And so I'm on that, and I'm enjoying a lot. I'm already doing sessions to use all this knowledge to help also other people to get clarity, to get a bit of this basis to move in their lives. So that's mainly my story with the human design. Still, there's no questions. Do you just like to listen to me talking? It's okay. It's okay too. If you have any other question, you can write it on the chat. Now it's a good moment. You can ask questions here. For sure, we can do it. I can answer also questions to you. If you write in the Telegram group or you write me on private, for sure. Grace, any question from Taiwan? If I want to hear you, you can switch to English. Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. I mean, Taiwanese people always goes very deep. So good. You can switch now and you translate to them, and I wait for you a moment. So yeah, okay. So they ask about I you didn't hear it, right? Her voice. Guys, did you hear Grace? Okay, I will say what she said. I'm sorry for that because I heard her, but you cannot. Sorry. So Grace just asked a question from some person from Taiwan that is asking, okay, what about the manifesting generator? Because she says or he that in the I think it's she in the it said that the strategy is to wait to respond. So the manifesting generator is a subtype of generator That's why the strategy is waiting for the response, waiting for the taking an action. Even though, as the name says, it's mixed. It has a part of manifestor or manifesting. It's a generator, but having a capacity of manifestation because they have also the truth center defined. Okay. And they have this capacity too. So they can initiate things, they can also take actions uh, like a manifestor. But the thing is that their basis also is the generator part, which the generator basically it's the type that has the sacral center activated. And what happens with this center is like it's a powerful engine of energy. It's like a continuous source of energy. That's very good, right? The only thing is that since you have the ones that you are generators, you have this continuous source of energy that can take you, lead you to get involved easily with things that maybe these things are not good for you. It's like if you have a lot of energy, you can say, yes, of course, I can give you energy. I can help you. I can take care of you. I can do everything. So that's why there is this, strategy of waiting a little bit. I mean, it's not just waiting. Depending your authority, depending your specific also design, we could get more clarity on how you can also function. But generally, it's wait to respond, and even more for the manifesting generators, since you also have the manifesting part. So you're like a superman or superwoman that you can just do anything. That's how you feel. Not always, but many times you can feel like that. So it's quite easy. It say that it's quite easy for you to just say, yes, I'm doing this. Like someone invites you to something or you get an idea and it's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Going to do that. Yes, I'm going for it. That sometimes can be kind of almost like a, yeah, almost like a, not a reaction, but just like an automatic almost response to this possibility. Especially, yeah, because sometimes this maybe it's not the greatest choice for you. Okay. So that's why we wait to not say yes immediately. If someone asks you something, so especially things that are involving more people or that are going to make you involved for a while. We are not talking about taking a coffee or a tea only, and then you have to really wait for it or anything like that. It's just for, let's say, more important things that involve more people, that involve, a commitment. These kind of choices, not just simple, small choice of that it's only about you, you know. Um, I think there's more questions, Grace. Do you want to tell me in English? Yeah, I will listen to Grace and then I will tell you guys. You have to switch to English. I don't hear you yet. Okay. You can tell me now, maybe, and yeah. Can you say again this last one? Ah, but yeah, but is this person? Yeah, yeah, no problem. Just tell me one thing again. So is this person impatient and is the person that is manifesting generator? Yes. Yeah, yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah, yeah. So she will tell now them in Chinese. We will wait. There's two questions, and one is about the projectors, and the other one is about the impatience. Yeah, which is interesting. Yeah. Yeah. So someone asked about the projector. As we say, there's four types, and one type is the projector. It's a quite also special type. Also, it's let's say smaller group of the population than the generators. That is the main group. So the projectors, it said that their strategy is to wait for the invitation. Okay. Why it say that? It's because projectors, they have a natural capacity of, get very deep into other people. They are going in the other person's world. That's why it said that they have this capacity to huge capacity to understand the other persons and to guide them. Okay, that's why they need an invitation, because if they are functioning like let's say automatically, sometimes they can be very penetrating to other people's life. uh, that's not even that bad for these other people. It's more about themselves, that if they receive a bit of a rejection or a lot of rejection from others, then this can make them start to not trust themselves, to feel rejected, and that can really lock down them, to really block them. So then how do you wait for this invitation? One thing that you can do is like you you take care of yourself. As a projector, you are very busy with other people, so it's good that you take care of yourself, that you go and you do things that are nourishing for you. It's said that way, that projectors need to take care of themselves a lot, you know, because they are easily very projected, or like focused in other people, so it's good, like when you don't have something to do with other people, okay, take the space for you, and also cultivate yourself, like study things or read things or do things that are good for you, that you like. That's the way where you can wait. The way you can wait, it's just like taking care of yourself, studying, yeah, cultivating yourself, and then you will get the right invitations. That's the thing. When we start to align with ourselves for each of the different four different types, we start to get the right things. Okay, so that's connected to the other question about the patients, also for the generators or MGs, manifesting generators, that they are even more impulsive than the pure generators. So it's important that um, we start to have ease with this thing of waiting, or taking space. The thing is, as I said, is we are aligned. If we are aligned with ourselves, this kind of waiting, it doesn't become like a bad thing or a hard thing. It's just like start to function from magic in your life, to start to trust, to start to relax and take care of yourself. Also, as a generator, same. Like for each of us, it's important to take care of ourselves. When we are taking care of ourselves, doing the things that are good for us, the magical possibilities, the magical things are starting to come. Okay. For one person would be an inspiration, for the other one would be, a random invitation from another person or from a possibility that just shows up. There's different ways, right? But the truth is that for the all types, we have to trust and to align, to function aligned to our strategy and our design. And then magical and beautiful things start to show up. Okay. So that's for the MG, for the manifesting generator. With the impatience that you ask for, it's not also you have to just wait all the time. It's like you wait to have clarity. Okay. If you have clarity, then you can move forward. In your case, you can initiate because you are also having this part, of manifesting part. And it's not like a generator cannot initiate, or other types cannot initiate. It's more like we have a natural flow, so it's good to know it. And then you are not stuck doing things in a way that it's hard for you. Okay, so you can initiate. It's not about waiting forever till things happen. In your case, is to wait to have clarity. Okay, to have clarity that this thing that you can initiate, this thing that you can choose, it's really going to be right for you. Okay, and it's not just like a reaction, like as a, oh yes, I'm going to say yes because I want to please other people, I want to make my family happy, I want to make my boss happy and all these things. Well, sometimes you have to, right, to do things that you don't like so much, but even for choices about your life, it's not about saying yes always because you can. That's one of the things that for the generators and manifesting generators, it's kind of like a big thing to get clear with. That is, hey, just because you can do it doesn't mean you have to do it. Okay, because as I said, there is this continuous source of energy on you that is like, yes, I can do this. Someone asks you for help, yes, I can do it. Someone asks you for anything, and then you feel like you can do it. But it's very important for the generator to start um, to value this source of energy and not just giving it to everyone. But anyway, this is a long conversation for generator. And yes, is there any other question, Grace? Yeah. Yes. Yes. I'm going to read the question that is in the chat from Evie. Thank you, Evie, for your question. We're getting more advanced with the questions. She's asking if I can talk about the emotional and non-emotional, and the impulsivity and waiting. She's a single manifestor generator, non-emotional, and I can really benefit of waiting more, though I tend to be more impulsive. I would like to learn to be more aligned with my choices. Okay. So it will depend also your authority. I guess you might be sacral authority. See if you are not emotional. And then but anyway, the fact that you are,
Yes. Yes, sacral.
yeah, thank
I'm
you.
driving.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Thank you. She confirmed that she's sacral. Well, in that case, when you are generator, you are sacral or emotional authority. And are you okay, Grace? I think she's still translating the question, maybe. Let me know if you're okay, Grace. Yeah, I think she's translating. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, Evie is asking that. She's a manifesting generator, and her authority is sacral, which this is from a generator comparing to the emotional authority. It's can be a bit more let's say, fast. And also the fact that you are also manifesting generator, it can have a lot of impulsivity. Actually, there's even jokes about it, or not jokes, but even recommendations that MG, a manifesting generator, they should even wait more than a pure generator. That's very frustrating for a MG because it's like, come on. Like you have this manifesting part that is just like powerful and it's like always ready to like jump into something. But why it's so important waiting? Because exactly because of that, because your impulsivity can take you to be involved with things that are not good for you. That's the tricky part for a generator and manifesting generator. As I said before, if you have this strong energy, let's see it that way. Let's see it as a very valuable energy, very powerful energy, and very valuable that you have it. And it's interesting. It's from the sacral, and kind of sacred. It's like your sacred, your very important energy that you have there. So it's like you have to start to see it as something that is very valuable, even though most of the society is giving it all to work in a place that they don't like. It's like almost like this generator energy can become like a hard worker, you know, almost like a slave because like I have energy, I can be here, I can work, I can provide this. So that's why it's so important to wait. But let's go back to the manifesting generator in your case, Evie. So it's like um, the waiting is to make sure that what you are choosing is right for you. And then the impulsivity, so you just give to the impulsivity. Sometimes you give a space, to ask yourself a few times to like, hey, is that great? Is going to be good? This how you feel it in your body, especially you are a sacral authority. So you check in your body how that feels. It's like for the sacrals, you can get for the sacral authority people, you can get these sensations in your whole gut or stomach area, like as a even like the sound of like yes, this is good, this is great. Or if there's like a like a no, or if there's like a doubt, so then that you have kind of the answer. You have like through this sensation, this sound. In your case as a sacral, this also clarity can be quite fast sometimes. So if you are sure, you are sure, so you just go for it. But if you're having a doubt, just ask a few times, check it in your body. That is a complete like, aha, yes. It's like a yes, like a hell yes. Then you go. If there's not this clear yes, it's said that then is here's where you wait, you keep asking, you keep checking. And then if there is no clear yes, it's not for you. Okay. That's how you can kind of, uh, you know, uh, deal with this impulsivity and all this.
I,
Yeah,
I
that's,
actually,
I mean,
yeah, I actually really like your analogy of your energy is sacred versus slave. Thank you for that.
yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah, because I see. Did you hear the question, Grace? Okay, I will. No, anyone. I'm sorry. I think when we're doing this language thing, only me I can hear all the stuff. I know the way. Yeah, they should choose also English. Yeah, I know now. For the future, if they would choose also the language, they will then be heard by everyone. So she was saying that she was loving this analogy between the sacral center and the sacred, to be sacred energy, to be something very important, right? And yes, and what I wanted to say is that I see we all go to our minds, when we talk about these characteristics, and you are a manifestor, so you are a bad people, and you are a dictator, and then you are a generator, so you are a slave, and well, I think it doesn't help to say these things sometimes in a way that it's not constructive. So I think it's very good to see also what our beautiful, amazing qualities, And then we can have this is also information of us as a bad side of us, but yeah, same like with other things, like with this normal astrology also people are like, oh my God, yeah, your Taurus is they're horrible and whatever. And it's like, come on, like we're all here, we're all having both sides, we are horrible and we can be amazing. So it's like it's not just your type. I think it's a lot about how you are in your life, how you are that day. Okay. So yeah, it's very good to see the generators not just like a kind of like a hard workers or slaves or blind with that, but like, hey, to start to value this. And if you start to value it, then you can have a bit more of, this timing of, hey, before committing to a thing, like I'm going to check where do I put my this amazing energy that I have? Where do I put it? And not give it. I'm not giving it to everyone. That's very important. Yeah. So I think we are pretty done. Is there another question, Grace? I think in Chinese, and then we will finish for today. Yeah. Yes. Spleen and intuition. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. 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 Okay. I'm going to repeat what you said. So there's two questions. One is about the projectors, and in that case, this person she has the spleen authority, and then there's another question. Well, let's start with the first question, okay? So how she asked how to get the clarity, how to get this, information about what is good for her. So I also have a spleen authority. I'm manifestor, but I also have the same authority. And well, I don't know if that can help, but yeah, because at least I know the experience. But basically, it's like you have this subtle, like like whispers. You have whispers as the images, as the senses. It's very, very fast, subtle, but it can be also very strong. The thing is, like, we are not used to listen to it. Luckily, much before getting deeper into this human design, I started to listen to that. Thanks to all the techniques and energy work I've been doing. I learned to just listen to myself. I didn't know that. Well, I knew it because many people were like, "Hey, you have a lot of intuition or stuff like that." But yeah, well, we all have capacities, right? But yeah, the truth is that I've been functioning already a lot from that. So for me, it's easy. But basically, it's like like basically it's like any authority is kind of like limited and bothered by the mind, by all this whatever thinking, noise, other people energies, other people way of doing. It's like, oh yeah, this person is very fast or very stressful. So yeah. So anything like that, it's just not hearing you. So hearing you is to go there inside you. I mean, to really hear your body. To in that case of the spleen, the intuition is that you hear. Um, you yeah you listen to these whispers, images, sensations, informations that are coming to you. And the thing is that you can honor those. And this can be, it's not like a repetitive thinking thought. It's just like it comes like, oh, I would like to go there. Oh, oof, I don't want to go there. Oh, oof, this is dangerous. It's also very related to the fears and the safety, the spleen. So many times I can see myself. I can relate that to me a lot. I can be very like, oh no, no, let's not do this, or I don't want to go there, even if I'm with a group of people, or oh, this is not safe. So it's like the spleen has a lot of this awareness, of the health, of the protection, of the things working good. Um, and the other question was from the same person about the MGs, the manifesting generators. She's asking again for a access clearing that could help her to be less impatient or something like that. Um, yeah, I don't think I can give like an access clearing. I could, but like I don't think it's interesting because already with the human design we have a lot of information. For sure, you can use your knowledge with access consciousness or other techniques that can help you for that. But already with the questions we're using and the information you're getting from the human design, you can get to function. I don't say that you cannot do it, huh? I mean, I think you can do anything you want. Just from me, I'm trying to explain this and to find a way with this because it's quite a complete system and very, very, pragmatic and functioning very well. So you don't have to clear it, you just have to understand. You have to understand how you function. It takes time. I told you at the beginning, it took me 16 years for me to get to be able to study this. I don't say for everyone has to be the same, but as I see also with the people that do the sessions, some of these informations can be kind of shocking for your mind that is very used to function in a different way. So like, what? Do I have to wait? Like, hey, come on. You've been waiting all your whole life and you've been stuck. So now don't think that you have to wait a lot. Probably you've been stuck in many things in your life and you were waiting when you shouldn't wait. So take it easy, okay? Not don't take all this information and get crazy about it. Like just leave it. Just do something else. Investigate a bit more. Do a private session if you want, guys. If you're in Taiwan, we can have translation also from Grace, so we can do that. With a private session, you get that private session one-to-one with me, 1 hour or 1 hour and a half, and then I also provide you like a manual of your basic information so you can read it after and all that. So thank you very much, guys. Here we are. If you need anything, let us know. And thank you very much, all of you, for participating and asking questions. Evie and all of you guys,
Thank you.
Vera, Grace for the translation, Angie, and all of you in Taiwan. Thank you very much. See you very soon. Thank you. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye. Bye.